Good morning, Elijah. This is Miss Rosie. Welcome to Consumer Math. I will be teaching it. Hopefully you'll be able to come back to class. We'll be having it in the conference room by my office. Consumer Math is to teach you how to live on your own. We'll be covering many subjects, but mainly it's to teach you how to be a good steward of what God has entrusted you with. That is money that you make, money that you receive, give to tithes and offerings. That means to give back to the church. What you spend your money on. Do you really need it versus want? What things should you go to the bank and borrow money for? How do you care for the possessions that you've purchased or been given? We're going to learn how to access products and different companies, and we have the world at our fingertips with the all of the computer access, the social media, Google, everything such as that. We're going to compare prices, order items, complete financial transactions, and monitor your personal accounts. And if you don't have one, then we can make some up. But I also need you to have a scientific calculator. I do have one for you, but I want you as it being a possession to take care of it. The main thing is to what God has entrusted to us, that we take care of it. It's not ours. Nothing is ours. God gives us every breath that we take. We're going to be starting our lesson, and this should be a review for you because I remember teaching it to you in pre-algebra. But today we're going to be on page 2, rates, ratios, and proportions. And then I have the homework on the right side. Ratio is a comparison of two numbers or quantities, usually written as a fraction. For instance, if there are 4 girls and 3 boys, we can write it like this. We can write it 4-3, and we can also write it 4, and using the word 2-3. So those are 3 different ways to write ratios. A rate is a comparison of 2 quantities with different units of measure. For instance, miles per gallon. So when you do a rate, you need to include both labels of the quantity. And we'll get to that in a minute. So for example, example 1, a landscaping company planted 100 pines, and I kind of label mine, and 75 spruce. Those are types of trees if you didn't know. You can see that. It says give the ratio of, first of all, pines to spruce. Okay, when you have a ratio, you need to put it in lowest terms. That means reduce it. So if I divide this by 25, we'll see if that gets us to the lowest. 100 divided by 25, think of quarters and a dollar. It's 4. 75 divided by 25 is 3. That cannot be reduced anymore. So A, our pines to spruce is 4-3. B, they're wanting us to spruce to pines. Well, spruce to pines, we'll put B here. It's just the opposite. We've already reduced it. Then C, they want us to compare the number of pines to the total number of trees. Well, if we have 100 pines and 75 spruce, we have a total of 175 trees, and they want us to compare pines. So we already know it's 100 pines. Again, we can do by 25. Let's see. Divide by 25. So this is 4, and 25 goes into 7 times. Correct? Now you can use a calculator for this. This is not going to be a problem. So our ratio can be written the fraction type with the colon 4-7, or with the words 4-7. Whenever you're doing the exercises, read the instructions on how they want you to write your answer. That's very important. Okay, any questions? Example 2, still on page 2. Find the rates. Remember, we put both quantity labels on a rate. Find the rates of the following. And you need to put the rate in miles, and you can abbreviate that, per gallon. That means per gallon. The rate in miles per gallon of a car that traveled 400 miles. And when they've traveled 400 miles, they only used 18 gallons of gas. Now all you have to do is get your calculator and take 400 divided by 18, which gives us 22.2. And you need to at least do the tens place. If this was it's all 22.22222. If it was 22.52, or 22.25, that'd be 22.3. Okay, but it's 22.2 miles per gallon. And I will take off if you do not put the rate in the labels, the units. Okay, we're going to do B on page 3. Again, I'm going quickly because this should just be a review for you. We have a 20-pound bag of fertilizer. It should cover, 5,000 square feet. Let's do this a little bit different. 5,000 feet square divided by 20 pounds of fertilizer. Okay, this is going to help you fertilize your yard. So again, take the 5,000 divided by 20, we said 20, right? And this is an even amount. We get 250 square feet per pound. Okay, super, super simple. Now we're going to look at, and for your homework, it's up here, exercise A, 1 through 10, odd. Now we're going to look at proportions. A proportion is an equation that states two ratios that are equal. So, I'm not going to do the A, B, C, D because I don't want to confuse you. But if we go to example 3 on page 4, the ratio of female to male employees in a large department store is 8 to 3. Okay, 8 to 3. These are female, these are male. Be careful because they might give you the ratio or the proportion, but then they want the answer maybe in male to female. So be careful, read carefully. If this holds for the entire mall and there are 600 women workers, okay, we have female, so we're going to put female up here. Okay, so these are the women, and we want to know how many men are there. Okay, if there's 600 women, what ratio, 8 to 3, will there be men? You take the two numbers, okay, that you have. 600 times 3, 6 threes are 18, then add the 2 zeros, divide it by 8 equals x. Okay, my bad, we're going to do that, but equals 8x. I took 600 times 3, and then on the other side of the equation, 8 times x. So we're going to isolate x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Okay? These cross out. 1,800 divided by 8 is x is equal to 225. So if I have 600 women, females, I would have 225 males or men, and that gives me my proportion of 8 to 3. Questions on that? Well, if you do, you'll have to call me. And I'll give you my cell phone number, hopefully if I remember at the end. Okay, now we're going to do another proportion. What if they don't give us all of the information? If we have at least 2 answers, we can find the other information. Example 4, the ratio of Appaloosas to Arabians, these are horses, is 3-2. All right, for every 3 Appaloosas we have 2 Arabian horses. So if we go to a horse sale and there are 200 total horses, okay, we have a total of 200. We want to know how many, it says let X be the number of Appaloosas, which would be up here, and then the whole number of horses, the total number of horses. You must find the ratio that expresses one type of horse to the total. Okay, so if we have X over 2, we have all the horses. So we're going to do Appaloosas are represented by 3, and that's what they want us to find out. Then we take our ratio, our proportion, 3 plus 2 gives us equal 3/5. Okay? So you take what they're asking for as the other part of your proportion. We're wanting Appaloosas, but they're giving us the total. Well, the ratio is 3-2, so at the denominator we put 3 plus 2, which gives us 5. Now just multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, so we have 600 divided by 5, which is equal to, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. We will do that, I'm just jumping ahead. Is equal to 5x. Divide both sides by 5. And x, these cancel. X is equal to 120 Appaloosas. Okay? So we have 120 Appaloosas to 200 horses. But how many Arabians do I have? Well, that's pretty simple. You take your 200, subtract your Appaloosas, and you have 80 Arabians. Total them, and you should come up with the total number of horses they gave us at the beginning. So that's how you would do if they only gave us really, well, they gave us the proportion, but we had to find that. We had to find both the Appaloosas and the Arabians, which is not difficult at all. Okay, your homework is on page 4. Exercise A, 1 through 10 odd. Exercise B, 11 through 20 odd. Do your best to complete it. Do it, submit it on LMS so I can grade it. I need you to show your work. That's very important. My phone number, my cell number is 321-750-7861. Or you can call here at the school. This is my cell. This is school. 321-727-2038. Okay, so write those down. If you need any help, you can call me. Please don't call me after 8 p.m. at night. But if you have any questions, I don't mind helping you at all. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.